So hey everyone, welcome back to Rebecca's Colouring Arts and Crafts. So I've got a couple of book reviews I'm going to do using what camera card time I have left on this card, and then I'm going to do some more colour alongs. So I've done one colour along currently and I'm going to do the rest soon. However, this is Red Rising by Pierce Brown. So this is the first book in the Red Rising trilogy. It's sort of a space sci-fi dystopian book where basically people are trying to live on Mars, or people are basically living on Mars, and so it's like a, I guess, space planet themed book series. So I'm going to do my best to review this one. This one is one that I've purchased with my own money, so it's obviously not one that I have got to do for review, but I do have a couple of review books to do yet. One of those I won't be releasing till, I think, 4th of April or something, whenever its release date is, because I'm not allowed to release it before then. So yeah, that one's due the 2nd of the 4th, 2019 as one of them, so I will release that review on that date. But in the meantime, I'm going to discuss Red Rising. So this is the first book in the Red Rising series, as I was saying. It's by Pierce Brown. So pretty much what we're seeing in this book is basically like when people have, you know how right now they're discussing trying to live on Mars and people moving to Mars and trying to live on Mars. So basically it starts with our main character Darrow, and he basically is considered a red, or basically bottom of the rung. And so, Darrow pretty much lives and mines a substance called helium-3, which basically helium-3 is meant to be able to help them to colonize other countries, and also colonize the top of Mars for the other colors. So basically, from what I know of the other colors so far, there is like the rust red or low reds, which is what Darrow is. He lives and works in the mines and digs up helium-3. Then there is high reds. There's also browns, from what I know. Then there's also purple, I think is like artistic or sculptors. Pinks, which are more like people who provide pleasure. Bronze, I can't remember exactly what all of these do, but there's bronze. We didn't really go into bronze. Obsidian, which is basically like the fighters, things like that. Then there's silvers. I didn't really go into silvers much and what they do either. I can't remember right now, but I know there is silver. There's also different types of golds, and there's peerless scarred, which is the top type of golds. And so pretty much Darrow goes from being a red, a bottom low red, to being a gold, and he basically goes through what's called a carving, which is where our purples come in, which is basically, they're like artists. They recreate people's bodies and people's minds and do it that way. And then there is also the school they go to. So pretty much this school is basically for teaching them how to be ruthless, how to be, I'm trying to think of the way to say this. It's basically like, I'm still kind of thinking about it because I only finished it yesterday, but the book is pretty much, you can't guess where it's going to go. It just keeps throwing shock after shock after shock to you. And so it's kind of like, I guess it's a surprise, and it leaves your mind like, wow, what just happened? So for me, my mind is still going, wow, what just happened, and trying to format how to put this together for a review. So pretty much Darrow goes to this school and they have to basically battle it out to become the top of their class. So it's basically teaching them to go from nothing to having all sorts of technology and equipment. But also at the same time, Darrow's been placed into the golds and gone through the carving, because Darrow basically is being put there to basically make life equal for everyone on the planet, because for hundreds of years the low reds have been slaving, getting helium-3 and being told that it'll be happening soon. But in actual fact, those colours are already here on the planet, and Darrow has no idea of that till basically things happen, and he's basically recruited into this group called the Sons of Ares. So the Sons of Ares are all about basically battling the golds to make things equal for everyone and making the country more of a fair place, I guess you could say. So in the same process, Darrow also realizes that not all the golds are as bad as he thought, and so he makes some friends with them. And I don't have much else to go on other than when it ends with Darrow actually being top of his class in this group, and as a result that allows him to have plenty of options and opportunities further on after going to the institute, as it's called. So overall, I really enjoyed this book. I couldn't guess where it was going. I was constantly having to stop at certain paragraphs and go, wow, and just think about what just happened, because for me, sometimes I like to take a minute to let things sink in. My mind's still kind of all over the place regarding this book, and as a result, I haven't yet, shall we say, come to terms with how this book went. Like, it was not able to be guessed, the plot line or the storyline. It was quite, shall we say, unpredictable. So overall, I would definitely give this a high rating. I'm not sure what rating I would give it, because right now my brain is just, wow, what just happened? So I'm not going to give it a specific rating, but it is definitely right up there in my top reads. Yeah, I'm still kind of gobsmacked and speechless by this book. I would definitely highly recommend reading it. It is a really amazing story and a book. It's definitely sci-fi, fantasy, dystopian in my mind. So in that aspect, I really enjoyed that. I haven't actually read a lot of sci-fi, but reading this, I've actually discovered how much I do like the sci-fi. Just like recently, I've discovered how much I like thrillers and reading other types of variants, because I used to always be fantasy, young adult, those kinds of things. So yeah, I really hope you've enjoyed this review. If you have, please leave a like, subscribe and comment. I'm always happy to discuss these with you. And yeah, I will see you next time. Bye.